Hi everyone, this is Alex, back with another update. Today is actually Sunday. I said I was going to start doing these things on Sundays, and so here I am, finally keeping my word. Like I said, it's like for my own sanity, just I got to start getting into like a certain schedule, right? Because it's already been almost a month. Actually, well, on the 3rd, or on the 5th, it's going to be a month. Today is the 1st, so and I'm still like all over the place. I don't have a set sleeping schedule. I don't have a schedule for anything quite yet. Um, the little engagement, of course, I had earlier did throw me off quite a bit. But in any case, so the big update, I guess, with the protest is that they've gotten way, way bigger. Um, like okay, so the last time then I've seen them, I think it was like this past Monday, and then like the weekend before that. We're looking at like 200-300 people, like not nothing major going on. And now it's like I don't know how many thousands. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say like 10, maybe 20,000 people. Like way, way more. Again, I actually have no idea how to guesstimate the crowd size with any degree of accuracy. I've been thinking about it. Uh, One way to kind of, I think, try to get an understanding maybe is like it is comparable to a crowd coming from like a sporting event, like a football game or something, right? So, I mean, if somebody said it was like 20,000 people, I would probably believe it. Like, it seems reasonable. Uh, maybe a little more. But like, it's definitely not 100, but or 100,000. So, but yeah, major escalation. And with that being said, so I guess what happened, for some reason, the parliament decided to announce that they're putting the EU talks on hold. Um, Again, I don't know. Maybe they should have waited. Maybe they felt very confident because the protests have been so small, right? So like, we got it, we're good, we're safe, we can do whatever, say whatever, and no, the people reacted in a big way, So there's this little park here. This is actually quite nice. We'll see. Okay, well that doesn't look very good. Anyways, well, now there was a big reaction, and I've been thinking about it, like, okay, trying to understand the crowd, right? And that's I don't, that's never really easy. Uh, Plus, I don't really know much about all the local things that are happening. But think, I think what's happening kind of because logically, I don't know, I don't think like if you just like purely rational, it doesn't necessarily make sense to get that upset about something like that because it's not like Georgia was anywhere close to joining the EU. Like that wasn't happening, right? It's just like they're in talks for like a decade, and these things can go on indefinitely for another decade or 2 decades or whatever. Like, if anything, that was probably objectively a right move to tell them, you know what, if you don't want us in your club, then we don't want to be in it anyways, right? Okay, where are we? Okay, yeah, there's this little park here, uh, kind of nice. So yeah, like again, I think objectively it's not that big of a thing, right? Like because it wasn't happening anyways. So I think it comes down, like I think the major factor here is just hope, right? I think people will endure a lot for an indefinite amount of time as long as they have hope. And they were hoping they will join the EU one day, and pretending that was going to happen. Uh, and so yeah, they tolerated kind of whatever, right? But yeah, taking that hope away, I think hurt a lot of people. Like obviously, right? Like people came out in large numbers. So it's definitely it was probably not the best move for the government to make. And it's kind of an interesting case, right? Where just how much just how much we value hope, how much it matters in our lives. And yeah, I can see like where your hope just gets taken away from you. That would that would probably hurt. Um, so far, things have been pretty civil though. Like, yes, there's a small percentage of people that engages in this little fights with the police or whatever. And so the physical stuff, the physical kind of violence is escalating a little bit. Okay, there's a monument here. There's I don't know, some priest or some king or something. Let me see if there's a sign or anything. You might have seen there's a video on the internet. A guy has like basically his machine gun that fires what are they called? Fireworks. Pretty high rate of fire. I mean, it looked pretty fun, but I'm not sure what's going to happen to that guy. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets in trouble, which like that would make sense, right? And I think they either tried to set the building on fire or maybe they succeeded a little bit. No, there was some kind of fire at the building, like at the Parliament building. Um, so we'll see how that goes. Again, for the most part, things are civil. Like it only happens in that one area where, like in front on that main street, and so they were there Friday night, Saturday night. Is today Monday? 3 nights in a row they were there. No, I think it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think today is Sunday. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, today is Sunday. Today is Sunday. I'm doing the video on Sunday. Yeah, that's right. Okay, but yeah. But like an actual revolution would be bad. I mean, okay, some people maybe like think it's okay, and like people I think romanticize revolutions a little bit, but like in practice, they can be pretty bad. Like it can be pretty expensive for society, right? One of the things that happens is like in an actual revolution, all law and order goes out the window, right? It's not just like oh yeah, let's go, hang people in the government or something like that. I mean, it's everywhere, right? Like, you know, it's like the cities in the United States that are struggling with crime because they wanted to defund the police. Well, yeah, having the police actually, works. It helps. And in an actual revolution, the police would not be around. Like, nothing would actually function. So, like, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. We want to avoid that. I'm hoping that whatever the conclusion is, they manage to do it without disturbing, kind of the day-to-day life. I mean, so far it hasn't been an issue, but like I said, it was like just, last week I was like, oh yeah, there's just a few hundred people. Nothing is going to happen. Everything is fine. And then this week is like this massive increase in numbers. Okay, so outside of that, I've been talking about that for a while. I did sign a lease for 6 months at this place. I was actually going to show it to you today, but I'm not moving in until tomorrow. And they're still cleaning up a little bit, which is fine. I got till the 5th, so I'm moving a little early. Not a big deal. It's an older building, and the apartment itself is not like super nice. I mean, it's okay. But the selling point to me was so first of all, this street that I'm walking on, like that's like my apartment building is on this street. So it's I think it's a pretty nice area. It's a pretty nice area. You got the river, you got this little park. It's clean. It's not too busy. And also the place itself is actually pretty big. Well, like relatively speaking, of course. I didn't think size matters all that much, but it turns out that it does. So it has like 62 square meters. I mean, it's still like less than half than my old home in Florida. But, I didn't need all that space. I mean, I had one room that was just straight up empty that I never had anything in. It was just there. I would stretch in there sometimes. But, and I had like a little roller for my back because I always have like back and shoulder pain. But other than that, that room was completely empty. And anyways, yeah, 62 meters is pretty decent size. Again, the other options were sometimes a lot nicer looking, like, just newer, basically, but they would be like half of that size. They'd be like 35 meters or something. And that's kind of small. That's kind of small. Like, you have a little bit of room in your bedroom, and like a little bit, like tiny little kitchen where, when the kitchen is like so small that you can't actually even really cook anything. Like, yeah, there's like a little stove and like a fridge, but like there's barely any room to even like, do anything, right? So this one has like a full size kitchen. Again, not a big, it's not a huge, but like there's room to cook your stuff and like to cut your vegetables or whatever, right? Cut your meat, whatever. There's living room by itself. It's not like part of the kitchen, which, I do like the open design. It's like this newer open designs, but it's also nice to have like a living room that's a normal size where you can, walk a little bit. There's a full bedroom. And then there's like this other little room that's kind of just there. And then there's a balcony, which is nice. There is an AC, but so far I don't need it, and I don't think it's gonna work for the summer. Because it does get pretty warm here. Well, it's like Florida weather. I think it's like in the 90s in the summer. And so you definitely need an AC in that temperature, like for sure. And that's why I only did 6 months, right? So I think I'm moving out like in June, so that should be fine. Work-wise, still nothing new. I did get in touch with those people that I've been talking to earlier, and I don't know, they've been weird. Like, they'll respond to me, but then not respond, and then they'll respond, and then not respond again. So I'm just not going to bother with them anymore. Like, I think that's definitely over. And after I move in, I do need to start looking again, like full time. I really haven't been doing much. It's been like a month, and I'm still all over the place. But the real kind of, I'm moving into like a real place tomorrow, so I guess that's when like things are now real. It's no longer a vacation. But yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap this up. And next week I'll show you the place, and hopefully there will be some other updates to give. All right, have a good one.